Alright, I'm going to do a video of this thing because it just came out like 3 weeks ago and I really couldn't find any information about it when I wanted it. I mean, my Matco dealer is pretty cool, so he told me everything he knew about it. Which, well, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about it, and maybe you're thinking about getting one of these and give you a hand. It's the MAXME by Matco Tools. Here's all the fancy stuff about it. Now, really, if you're wanting a scan tool and you need one to, you know, just do data and pull codes and stuff like that, none of this is really important, in my opinion. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you just want to pull codes, you just want to fix the car, you want to get paid. That's how this works. So, here's the deal with this thing. For one, that's my kid. She just got born 2 months ago, or a month ago. It's great. I've had it for a couple of days, and I've really figured out that you can do a lot of stuff with it. Now, the way that this one works is, of course, it's subscription based. So, you know, whatever you want. Say you want to get a GM, so you can pull a GM code, and you don't have it. Well, then you scroll down. Well, there it is, 20 bucks. It pops up, and it says, you know, checkout, just like you're going to Amazon or something. And you know, you put your credit card in and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty simple. But let's go ahead and run it. And I don't have it for my Neon because there's nothing wrong with the Neon right now, and I haven't had to pull codes on a Dodge yet. I've just got my truck, but my truck is kind of all the way out in the street, and I'm not really walking out there. But I'll tell you what, this Bluetooth adapter has got an incredible distance. I bet I was probably 100 feet away from my staller. I plugged it in, went upstairs into parts, and I was able to activate wipers and flash the horn and do a bunch of other crazy things. So that's a pretty good distance, and you know, being able to communicate that far away is pretty amazing in itself. So let's go ahead and pop this connector in. I'm going to set the phone down for just a moment. Yep, there we go. It beeps, and I don't know if you can really see it, but it has a light on it to activate that's communicating. You obviously won't really see that driving down the road, but the nice thing about this too is that you're able to pull generic codes. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to buy the subscription to activate whatever you're working on. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to go to electronic. I probably won't bring it up very well. Electronic OBD, or whatever EOBD is, which I believe would be electronic onboard diagnostics. But so we're going to go ahead and click on that. And this is actually an older version. You can delete it if you want, doesn't matter. Just leave it on there. It says contacting Bluetooth. That lights up to show that it's connected. And what we're going to do now, this is a lot like the CRP 123 scan tool from Launch, where it does its automatic deal and it figures out what type of protocol it uses to communicate with. And this, again, really isn't that important either. It's just going to go through a list until it finds the one that communicates with the vehicle. I'm pretty sure I remember that this one's near the bottom somewhere. So give it a minute. It also does a lot of other things. I mean, it has the ability to actually multitask at the same time. So, I mean, I've got music playing on it right now. And then, you know, you can go back to whatever you're working on. So you can play Angry Birds or whatever, and at the same time scan a car. It seems to take a little bit longer than the 123, but it's well worth it. Yeah, see, it's at the bottom. Okay, now this is what I was saying, you can do generic data, so we're just going to go ahead and how about, we'll just do a live data. Now, being that the Chrysler, it's kind of slow to, you know, show you all this kind of stuff, but this is pretty nice too. You're able to just select, you know, whatever data that you're allowed to see through the manufacturer. Sometimes it's different. But let's just do engine RPM, and we'll do a couple other ones. And take air temperature sensor, engine coolant temperature sensor, and I don't know. We'll just pick one. So we're going to select confirm. It's going to pop up. Okay, there's everything. And let's fire the car up, and I'll show you a couple other things it does. Alright, so we've got the car going. Obviously it's got live data. Now if you select graph, you're actually able to do 8 graphs at once. And this is also pretty neat because you can set it to record stuff. And here's one thing I love about this thing. I don't know why anybody else has never integrated this into any scan tool. Let's say, let's click an engine RPM. And we're waiting for this thing to do something stupid. So let's set the minimum at 800 because we know it's going to hit that. And max, let's say something ridiculous. Done. So when it hits that low number, an alarm is going to go off on this thing. I think you can actually change the noise, but I'm not entirely sure. But as the RPMs drop, it'll hit this trigger point, and like I said, an alarm will go off, which is really cool. So if you're just driving down the road and you're waiting for something to happen, obviously you don't want to have your eyes on this thing the whole time and be swerving all over the road. So realistically, what you've had to do with every other scanner over the past is, you know, you just got to drive it till it happens. Well, this is different. The way that this one works, like I said, it hits that trigger, an alarm goes off, so you know to reach over and hit the record button. It does may take a while to drop down to 800, so because it's kind of cold outside. So we'll change this. We'll make it 900. There we go. I'll get the I love that idea. So, the alarm's going off, so now I know I need to reach over, hit record, and then you can record for however long you need. Just go ahead and stop it. Save. So, then you can also combine all your graphs together too. So select, you know, various PIDs, put them together, wheel speed sensor. Maybe you want to do mass airflow, or not mass airflow, maybe you want to do cam sync and crank sync. You can do all that. So it's pretty neat. So we're going to back out of this. And, well, it is brand new, so I'm sure there's a couple of glitches, but one thing I've noticed that, let's say we want to see everything. If you hit confirm, it'll display 4 PIDs at once. Okay, well it's got, you know, a couple of screens, no big deal, you just swipe left or right. So we're going to go ahead and swipe this way. Here's our next, you know, section of PIDs. Swipe over one more time, and if you look at it, it's just reloaded the first 4 PIDs again. Swipe over, well, it's the same 4 from page 2. So it seems to have a bit of a problem with that, but that's not really a big deal to me. So let's go back now. You can also do a whole lot of other things. I had it on a newer Ford, and I was able to do like an IVD initialization sequence. It had a power balance test, which was pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, there you go. So I suppose we're going to want to go to our records. Now I'm not really sure how to get to the records. You know, there's a lot of things in this thing I haven't figured out yet, obviously, but you know, it's also got all this stuff. You know, if you want to buy something and it's not on there yet, if you go to update, well, it's going to always check to see if you have the the most current version of everything. See, right now it's like going out there and seeking. Anyway, so enough with that. Got some pretty cool stuff. And it's got about 30 gig hard drive on it. So you can store all sorts of stuff. It's got the Play Store from, you know, Android, so you can get on there, you can get everything that you want. Yeah, it's also got headphones. It's got an USB port, mini one. It's got SD card. You can do HDMI, so if you got a movie on here or you want to display something on your high-def TV at home, you can do that. It's wireless internet, so you can look at wiring schematics at the same time that you're. I might still have one pulled up here. Yeah, well, I'm at home, so I can't load it. But you can pull up a wiring diagram when you're in a car. Just lay this in the seat. Go over here and do this. You can obviously set the screen to timeout, and you can leave this screen on for a very long time. I mean, I've probably had this thing working. I've had it at work earlier, and I had it home playing with it. I've probably had the screen on for literally 3 to 4 hours, and it has really not drained the battery much at all. So, this is my review of it, and for what it costs, which is $850 currently. So, what it costs is a fantastic tool. If you want to get all the manufacturers on it, it's like $105 a month or $105 for 30 days. For someone like me that works at a Ford dealer, obviously I don't really need. I don't need this for the Fords because I have IDS, but the ability to have everything that I need while the IDS is gone, great. If I get a check engine light for a GM, no big deal. I'll get a diag fee, add that to it. You get your money, and you can still do it. And a new scanner with everything fully loaded, you're going to end up paying about $3,000. This, like I said, $900. It sits in the toolbox until you need it, or you can play with it and you can do your wiring schematics and stuff. I think it's a fantastic tool. I would highly recommend anybody getting this. That even if you're just at home and you do your own work. I mean, you take it to a repair shop, they're going to charge you a diag fee and the parts and everything else, and you're looking at about, maybe as much as $700 by the end of the bill. So you figure this thing, you repair your car once or twice, it's probably going to be good for at least 6-7 years, being that it's Android based. So fantastic tool. I'm not really trying to advertise this for Matco, but I'm telling you, you guys have nailed it. This thing, amazing. You don't have enough good things to say. So there's my video. Thanks.